This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. With a new year may come new windows or doors, and you can currently get $400 off every window and $800 off every door at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania from now through January 31st. Call 717-727-7558 or drop by rbacentralpa.com/deals for more information. Pennsylvania will start using AI in some of its operations. Meanwhile, there's a petition calling for a purple alert system. Almost 300 Amazon contract workers will be laid off. Finally, Steelers fans are boycotting buffalo sauce. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Pennsylvania is going to start using artificial intelligence in some of its operations, reports WITF. The state government has forged a partnership, one that the Shapiro administration calls a, quote, first in the nation, unquote, with California-based company OpenAI to create a version of ChatGPT that'll be used in the Office of Administration. The program will do things like create or edit copies, update outdated language, draft job descriptions, etc., etc. It'll have additional security, too, to keep data generated by the state from being used to train and develop future software. Said Governor Shapiro via news release, quote, I believe Pennsylvania can be a national leader in the safe and responsible use of generative AI in our government operations. A 17-year-old girl with Down syndrome went missing in Pittsburgh over the weekend, reports Pittsburgh's Action News 4. She was eventually found by a group of community volunteers, but those who were part of the search claimed that the implementation of a purple alert system, one that's specifically designed to help find kids and adults with intellectual disabilities by notifying the public through their phones, would have made a big difference. Now there's a petition calling for such a purple alert system to be put in place in Pennsylvania, and lawmakers like State Senator Wayne Fontana have already gotten behind the idea. Fontana stresses, however, that getting the system in place won't happen overnight. Says he, quote, it's a process, there's no question about it, but those folks with the petition and all that, I'll need their help to get it through and to push it through. Almost 300 contract workers will be laid off across 8 Amazon warehouses throughout the state, states PennLive. Newbold Services, a company that provides janitorial and facility services at the warehouses, revealed how their contract with Amazon will soon end, meaning 294 people will lose their jobs come March. Newbold did file a worker adjustment and retraining notice with the State Department of Industry and Labor, which seeks to protect workers, their families, and communities by requiring employers to provide a 60-day advance notice of closings or mass layoffs. Amazon spokesperson Sam Stephenson confirmed that the company, in evaluating contract partners based on business needs, has decided to change janitorial vendors. The Steelers are gearing up to meet the Buffalo Bills during Sunday's wildcard game, says the Tribune Review. And in a show of solidarity, fans are apparently boycotting buffalo sauce as well as other buffalo-related things. McDonald's owners at some locations are yanking the sauce entirely. One restaurant, Bubba's Gourmet Burgers and Beers, won't serve the stuff along with buffalo chicken sauce until after the game. Says kitchen manager Joe Farina of the owner, Bubba, quote, he doesn't want to give any support whatsoever, unquote, even if that means losing money because of it. That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, check out PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast and to email me at todayinpa@PennLive.com with whatever's on your mind. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll be back for Friday's episode of Today in PA. This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. With a new year may come new windows or doors, and you can currently get $400 off every window and $800 off every door at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania from now through January 31st. Call 717-727-7558 or drop by rbacentralpa.com/deals for more information.